Venus Day.
Yeah. Always remember to do something that you enjoy, have pleasures in on Friday. Just little things. Make
Right.
yourself beautiful or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. And when I was still working every day, the 9 to 5 grind, I did not mind going to work on Fridays. I was always happy. Whether I had
Yeah.
something to do with work, I just felt happy. Mondays now, another story. I never liked going to work on Mondays. But Fridays, I would always wake up like, hey, it's Friday. So I still feel that way.
Now I'm even more excited about Fridays because I can meet you every evening and everybody here,
Everyone
and I think it's
joining. Yes.
very
Yeah. It really,
very uplifting, very uplifting.
it is very much so is. And before you came on, I was discussing with people, um, remember you last week you gave us a little heads up that Monday and Tuesday could be rough and Thursday and yeah, you were right.
Yeah.
So they were so it was I found it to be Wednesday was clear. Wednesday was like, hey, it was the energy was smooth for me. I was flowing,
Yeah.
getting stuff done, only to run into a brick wall on Thursday, and now today's
No,
fine. It's
but
interesting.
yes, and good news is that a weekend ahead is going to be lovely,
Really.
lovely.
Oh, good.
So I am so excited to share that the weekend ahead, guys, tomorrow and the 25th and 26th. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. First of all, it's a balsamic moon phase just before the new moon on the 29th. So it's a little bit of calmer
Yeah.
energy,
Mhm.
more
Mhm.
retrospective,
It
uh,
is.
more, getting in tune with ourselves. But should I start? The great news is Venus and Mars are in a beautiful trine tomorrow, and I'm so excited about that because Venus is in
Oh,
Pisces. Venus loves being in Pisces, and she's meeting Mars. Mars is in retrograde, so he's a little bit more less aggressive and in Cancer. So I think
oh,
having them in a water signs really about emotional connections.
yes.
It's lovers connecting on a deeper
That's what
emotional
I feel. That's exactly what it
level.
feels like. Yes.
Yes. So,
Oh,
and we have a moon in Sagittarius today and tomorrow. So, moon in Sagittarius is always uplifting,
yeah.
right? Because it's about expansion and just growing and, adventure. So,
Mm-hmm.
this whole weekend is going to be lovely. On Sunday, although the moon is going into Capricorn, so it's going to be like a more serious note. But we have Venus sextiling Uranus, so that's call for adventure, absolutely. And we have Mercury trine Neptune. That is so creative. That is such a. I always feel that when Neptune and Mercury are together in a nice connection, it's all about creative expression, creative writing, journaling, connecting with your dreams and fantasy. So it's such a lovely weekend.
Oh, that
Uh,
is nice.
it's a mix of adventure with emotional security. Everything is kind of like, but it's such. Oops, I lost my crystal fell to
Okay.
the floor. Okay, I'll take another one. I like to have one in my hand when I talk.
Yes.
Um,
So do I.
um, and so it's a beautiful weekend. It's about collaboration, excitement. It's about brainstorming. Mercury, Neptune, and then Uranus is there from yesterday. um, I don't know. How can we express and connect with through art, through music, through movies, through I don't know. Tell me maybe from your when you were a kid, what was your um, best maybe cartoon character, or what did you enjoy? Which one did you correlate with as a kid? Is it maybe a Disney character or
No,
something?
I'm not a Disney gal. My sister and I
No.
and my family, we're Looney
Okay.
Tunes. We like our Bugs Bunny. We love Yosemite Sam. I just love those two. We quote them all the time. We actually still do. We still watch them. Um, so yeah, those characters. That whole pretty much all the characters, Daffy Duck, all of them were my kind of. Our family enjoyed those cartoons because we just thought they were and interestingly enough, those cartoons taught me about how the world saw other people. because they would
Mm-hmm.
do extremes of Mexicans. Unfortunately, I mean, it may not be, of course, not the high road. Same thing
Yeah.
with people of color. So I'm watching this and saying, "Huh, that's odd." But they'd also do it for Italians. They would make it the extreme of an Italian person who is cooking pizza or pasta. So that gave me some insight into it's not real, but it's just the extreme and not always the high road or the high a vibration of a group that's it's different. But I learned about the different races that way too, because don't forget I was a young girl before I started going to school, which my school, thank goodness, was very mixed. Well, very mixed as far as the Europeans at least. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, but those cartoons were very informative, and I still find them now that I watch them now. They were giving off some other messages too, but you had to be at a certain age to understand them. But they were written by adults,
But
so
yes,
for
but
adults really.
think about, so this weekend I would invite you to kind of go back to that childhood, whatever you fantasy character or even a movie
Neptune.
character or a show that you find that you related to, and try to relive it, try to see if this if your life represents that. Did you find those kind of people around you?
Yeah,
um,
I do.
like so I know it's a little bit out there, but Uranus is involved. Uranus is very active. Remember, Uranus is going direct on the 30th,
Oh, okay.
which is the a Thursday. So next Thursday, Uranus is going direct. So this whole week before and a week after, we're going to feel Uranus. You might feel a lot of shocks, even electricity in your body, your nervous
Oh my
system
good.
tingling a little
All
bit.
right.
He's
Okay.
going to stay at this 23 degrees of Taurus for a long time, because he was slowing down, but stationed and moving. So it's like a whole month actually sitting in a 1 degree.
Wow.
So for everybody who has anything about 23 degrees of fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, they're going to feel this Uranus even more. And it's inviting you to awake that part of your selves, right? And it's interesting. I'm doing my Astro tips every morning, and I just started implementing Oracle cards this year. I got invited to it. Like if I intuitively, I was ready, right? And it's interesting. I pulled Uranus. Look at this card. And this lady is sleeping, and then Uranus comes and wakes her up with thunderstorm
Get
and flood.
that. Yes. And
I
then when does Uranus go into Gemini then?
July 7th.
Wow.
July 7th.
Okay.
So and then he's gonna go back into Taurus end of the year, and then go back to Gemini next year, 2026, and stay there for another 7 years or
Okay.
so. Um,
Okay.
yeah. But this week and this week and the week after, so next 2 weeks, we're gonna feel Uranus more. A lot of unexpected things can happen, but it's a call for adventure, call for awakening. It can be disruptive as well, but it's making a lovely aspect. So it's just active. So just have that in mind.
Got it.
So
All right.
so you can also awake your imagination, or I don't know, whatever you feel like.
Yeah, because sometimes
It's lovely.
I find sudden change or disruption can make you then think differently and make think outside the box or create more creatively, and or even spur you on to say, well, since all that went wrong, let me just go ahead and do something else like I thought I wanted to do. Sometimes it actually helps you to what pivot or rethink things because you have no choice but to do
Yeah.
that.
Which brings me to the new moon.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to skip to the new moon, and we can go back to the other stuff. New moon is on Wednesday. So we have a lovely weekend. Okay, let's go. I don't want to skip anything. We have a lovely weekend. So as I mentioned, adventure, imagination, go for it. Lovely Mars-Venus connection. Monday, Mercury goes into Aquarius. So he goes from Capricorn to Aquarius on Monday. And Mercury loves being in Aquarius. It's one of those
Yeah.
brilliant, innovative,
Right.
genius
Yes.
kind of,
Those two would get along well.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a thinker, right? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really futuristic thinking. So it's interesting that we have now we have Sun and Pluto in Aquarius. So we had that connection last week. Then we have
Right.
Mercury joining them in Aquarius. And we have this Uranus, who is a modern ruler of
It
Aquarius,
is.
stationing to go direct and feeling it more. So it's very Uranian Aquarian energy this week. Okay. And then we're going to have moon as well going into Aquarius. That's why, therefore, we have a new moon
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Aquarius.
the lunar holiday too. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So on the same day, we have a Lunar New Year. Um, a little digression. I made a video with Leo Tang Wang. It's on my YouTube
Yes,
channel about the
so that you
snake.
posted that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah. The snake, about the snake wood
the wood
year
snake.
that is ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's very intuitive. It's about changing and transformation. He said literally snake is shading its skin. So this
Yes.
is the year of change,
Yeah.
of which
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
really in line with this
Yeah.
energy that we have
Yeah. We
here,
could get
right?
real. It's gonna get real this year. I think it's this year's going will encourage people to come out and be who they
Yeah.
are and show themselves for who they are, whether it's for high or low, whatever
Yeah.
expression. People
Yeah.
will. I mean, because I mean, all expression is not good. It's not
Yeah.
easy to take. But I think it'll encourage others of us to say, I must just be my. Let me just do me. Do you, and
Oh yeah.
try to do it at a
Oh
high,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
vibration, of course. But um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so that's Monday. It's Mercury changing signs, and then Tuesday we have Venus entering her retrograde shadow at 24 degrees Pisces, which means she's going to go back to this degree. She's going to go all the way to Aries in March, and she's going to go retrograde in March. Let me just take a look. She is going to go retrograde on March 1st, Venus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At 10 degrees Aries, but she's going to go back all the way to the 24 degrees Pisces, which is she's going to be there on Tuesday. So it's like a shadow period is kind of everything that happens until Tuesday, until March 1st, so the whole February. When she goes retrograde backwards, the topics might come again. Okay, so the way this retrograde works is kind of first time it goes, it sends you the topic. Kind of, oh, this is what I expect. When
Mm-hmm.
retrograde, okay, let's refine it. Let's what I need to do. And then when it goes direct the second time, then you actually act on it. Okay, so this is going to be like more of like receiving news
Mm-hmm.
or whatever situations in your life, then plan to action while it's retrograde, and then acting when it goes direct. So that's kind of the retrograde motion, how it works for all the planets. So make a note if anything significant happens in your Pisces Aries area of your chart, or just make notes of anything that happens. Maybe it will come back, later.
Okay.
That's a note. And then beautiful, beautiful new moon in Aquarius on Wednesday. I think this is the best new moon of the year.
Really?
I looked many. I think there's some nice ones, but this one, because it's an Aquarius,
Yeah.
I love Aquarian energy
Yeah.
because it's pushing us to go forward,
Right.
to look into the future. And why is this the best one? Because it's trining
Oh.
Jupiter, so we have a support from
Oh.
Jupiter,
Oh,
and
excellent.
it's conjunct. It's loosely conjunct, but still, I would take it with Mercury, and Mercury and Pluto are together.
Oh.
It's just there's nothing bad happening here. It's fresh. It's innovative.
Oh. Oh, that's nice to hear.
It's about awakening. It's about the birth of new world. Like all the things that we are talking about, Pluto in Aquarius and all these changes that are coming. I think this new moon is really is like a preview of everything, giving us opportunity to set intentions for a longer period, right?
Yeah, it feels that way. It really does feel like, I feel like, there's a farming term or a garden term where you rototill, you stir up the ground, you have this machine that goes on the earth and it, mixes it up so you can actually plant the seed. I think what we've had these preceding month or so has been that. So the soil has been kicked up and stuff has been, so now we can then, with this new moon, we can then lay some, leave some intentional seeds of intention things that we want to actually see spring up
I
and
will say hi to
germinate.
Tracy. Hi, Tracy. This is my friend. Good evening. Hi, good
Okay.
evening. Tracy is one of my Steve Judd friends. We are from the Judders,
Oh, okay.
so we
You're
meet.
one of the judges.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We meet every week. So, oh, why are you awake, Tracy? She lives in UK.
Oh, okay. It's late for her. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so think about Aquarius. So Aquarius Pluto, all this. It's a lot. It's in Uranus. So think about that, about this new moon. Um, it's about revolution and revolt and rebellion against something that we are not happy with in our lives. Making some major changes, inviting us to really think about. You have to kind of think impossible, like people before didn't think that they can go and drive in a car. A car was something very like, oh my God, they had horses. What kind of machine is driving? So we have to think about what can we expect from ourselves and what can we do that is really, really different that we are what we are used to. So it's really pushing us to go beyond the real. Yeah.
It's good.
She goes.
It's good.
She goes. Scorpios love late nights. Yes,
Yes.
she's a strong
Oh,
Scorpio.
yes.
Excellent. You know how we talked about Sabian symbols?
Yes.
So I pulled the
Yes.
Sabian symbol for this new moon, and it's 10 degrees Aquarius. So the way the Sabian symbol works, you always round up. Because this one is going to be at 9 degrees and 51 minutes in
That's
Aquarius.
Okay.
So it's about a popularity that proves ephemeral. Yes. And another, so this is a long one. A man who had for a time became the embodiment of an ideal is made to realize that as a person, they are not his ideals. It's very profound. I can't even.
Wow.
I was thinking about it all night yesterday. What does it mean, and how I can implement it? It's very outside of the box, very Uranian.
Yeah, and it's very prescient for what's going on right now too.
Right.
It's not much interpretation that's required in some cases.
Right.
Okay.
So we have
Alrighty.
We have to think where we stand. What are we standing for? What are we fighting for? What are integrity? There's lots of things to think about on this new moon. Okay.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
And Mercury, I like the Mercury and Pluto because Pluto's still doing its rotor-rooter work. Pluto still makes sure that whatever's unseen, whatever's operating behind the scenes will come forward to be seen.
That's exactly right. So this is truth coming to light. It's secrets coming to life. It's very good for research and investigation, right? Pluto Mercury together.
Yes.
So if you want to do, anything you want to set intentions that you need to do some research work or for a longer period, this is a good time to do something that we also have Saturn as a traditional ruler trining Mars for this new moon. Like everything is so flowing, like it's beautiful, like it's calling for action, long-term, steady.
And it feels like we're being supported. The actions are being supported by, especially by one of the most powerful elements too. People oftentimes don't realize how powerful the element of water is. Yeah, yes, it's soft and flowing, but we know water is very powerful for change and carrying emotional messages.
Everybody who had flood in their basement knows how powerful.
Yes, true. Yes,
right. And you can't get rid of it, right? So it's so very persistent and it stays there for a long time. So, but also if you don't deal with it, usually it involves emotional stuff that we don't want to deal with it. It brings mold. Remember what is water? So it brings mold, very scorpionic. So you have to deal with it. Otherwise, it's gonna go bad.
Yes, it's true. Because it's trying to solve something, so you have to help it. Yeah, that's because water is also a solvent. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I love it. It's a huge potential on this new moon. I just love it. I think we're gonna a lot of things like in the news now. You can really make popcorn and watch just the news all day long and just I don't know, laugh. I'm just half of this is comedy for me. I'm not even thinking it's real. I just feel like this is like a bad movie. And
no, I agree with the bad movie part. It's a bad movie. I wouldn't call it comedy, but it's a bad movie. Yes,
but I don't know if should I cry or should I laugh? Like it's one of those Greek tragic comedies that you kind of and it's a lot
Because
of things are happening on daily
such
basis,
big
right? A lot,
stuff.
like it's
Yeah, that we
yeah,
can't even, make.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
And this is going to be ongoing for sure for the next couple of weeks. On daily basis, we're going to have a lot of Uranian, uh, you know, uh, things coming up, secrets. I'm just listening. I don't know what you think. I don't want to do a political show, but this rumor about Obama and Jennifer Aniston. I'm like, did you
No,
hear that?
well, no, we're hearing, no, yeah, I've heard too much stuff. We also
I don't know.
have a president, and I don't mind doing politics because politics are very real in our lives and very, very real in mine right now in the United States.
Yeah.
So we have a president who has funded AI research to the tune of $500 billion. Can't feed children or take care of people, but can fund unregulated, which means people could, all the bots that are in our stuff now could just make up stories and make up with visuals and people to send us scaring away and get us scattered so we don't focus on what is real and what we need to be rebelling against. So,
I was, I
um,
know, I know. I saw a joke today. It's not even funny, but how Canadians, the reply of the Canadians on Trump's tariffs. We send you snow to Florida. That's how we replied. So don't mess with
yes,
us. So it was kind
yes.
of a joke. Like if you want to
Yeah, no,
mess
that's a
with
good
us and
one.
tariffs,
Yes, but send some more though. You need to send some more. I mean, send a real
oh
stormer. I know I
boy.
have some people. I have some family down there, but they're New Yorkers. They can manage it. Send a
I know,
snowstorm.
but
Yeah,
it was. I thought it was kind of funny and not funny. You
yeah,
know
yeah.
how if you want to mess with us Canadians, this is what we're gonna give you. So I thought it's just bizarre in
Yeah,
a way, right?
it is
It's so
bizarre. Oh,
it's very
bizarre is
so
a good
bizarre,
word. Bizarre is a good word for this right now.
right? Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
and then after the new moon on Wednesday, we have Uranus going direct on Thursday, and then Sun is going to be directly trine Jupiter. I think I think it's beautiful. I think the whole week is nice. I don't have any bad days. I know it's going to be like the new moons and it's a lot of Aquarian energy. A lot of okay. The only thing that it's a little bit it's Uranus. So if
Yeah.
you can't handle Uranus, you can have a hard,
Yeah,
for example,
yeah. Uranus
you
is
know.
enough. I mean, we don't need anything else other than so much Uranian energy.
Yes.
We really don't need any.
Yeah.
That's gonna bring
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Uranus is always. I call it the incoming. It's like you're looking this way, all of a sudden something comes in that you're not even expecting a change. So this is one
I,
of those weeks to be aware. Be aware of your surroundings and yourself.
yeah. I think in the first week of February is also good. So I think next couple of weeks we are really in a good position to kind of get our mojo back and because later in March and April we're going to have some like it's eclipse season and lots of things are going to happen pile up in
So
it. Yeah. So,
yeah, I was looking at something the other night, looking at
yeah.
something. I was like, oh boy, it's gonna be
Yeah.
like a traffic jam of stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yes, in Pisces, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
and remember Pisces is in a release energy. So use
Yes.
this Aquarian energy for going forward with your ideas, with your projects. Uh, think about future. Because when Uranus comes to Gemini and Pluto and Uranus, when they're going to have this dance in Gemini Aquarius, things are going to go so fast. You won't be able. The changes that are happening about, we're going to see drones flying around. We're going to see robots, humanoid robots. We're going to see a bunch of stuff in the next 5 years.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Even now, there was a humanoid robot.
Extraterrestrials. We're gonna
Yeah,
see some things. Yeah, things that we
it's going to
did,
be,
and we'll see things that we didn't believe that we sort of. Some of us believe, some of us not believe, but some of us think could be real, and some of us don't. And things will show up to say, yes, I am real. Yeah, I mean, so I think that's going to be good for us
yeah.
to help us grow. It does help us grow.
Just, I think that the only thing that Sunday and Monday, when we have moon in Capricorn, and it's a balsamic moon. So because Capricorn doesn't like passive, balsamic moon is like a little bit passive and wants a little bit. So we might feel just a little bit of we want to do things fast, and Mars is still retrograde. So we might feel when Uranus is active and all this, we
I
can just
see.
feel a little bit more nervous. You know. So
Because you can't release the energy because Mars is in retrograde.
yeah,
Okay.
or,
Mm-hmm.
so there's a bunch of stuff, and we
Yeah.
have to. and it's just about, not actually doing things now, but just
Mm-hmm.
thinking and setting intentions. So we might feel a little bit more nervous.
Right.
I think it's
Okay.
lovely that you're doing what you're doing on Zoom. I wasn't able to make it last time, but I think I'm going to make it on Monday. uh, to this group meditations and sessions to calm us
Yes.
down. I think they're very important in the next couple of weeks. So I want to thank you for that. I think it's extra important, and I think I'm going to join you on Monday. It's really
Yeah,
necessary in
I'll be
these
I'll be
couple of
doing
weeks to
these
find.
regularly for that
Good.
reason because I know that whatever we have going on, I think people will whatever they need. People will have something to come to for free. So and it's
Uh,
another way for us to actually get together because when you share energy with each other, when you're
yes.
not by yourself, um, and
Yeah.
you're in a group of people who have like mind and like hearts, it does help you. It charges you up. It's sort of like a battery charger when we
Yes.
get
Yes.
together.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I really love this week. Setting some. Even if he thinks it's impossible, like I'm going to share a little bit of secret of mine.
Yeah.
My husband is encouraging me to start writing an astrology book.
Yes.
And I'm thinking,
Good.
oh, how can I? I'm not. But then, you know what? Because of this Uranus energy and all this, I'm going to set intentions and make a little notes. You never know what's going to come out of it because I don't believe it
Absolutely.
now.
Yeah.
I don't. But this is the kind of energy that actually is exactly for this. You think you can. This is too woo, but it's this is the great time to actually set intention for those kind of things.
Yeah.
So think about that,
And,
right?
and and
So
actually, it's not so much. I mean, it's actually. I think I tell people who much is given, much is required. So if there's a new generation of people that need to contribute to astrology and the publications, and you're part of that group.
yes,
You
yes.
know,
So I yeah.
Melanie Reinhardt has written like 30 of our books. I mean, she's done hers. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So now
yeah.
it's
You're
like
right.
us.
You're
Mm-hmm.
right. And
Mm-hmm.
from different perspective, different generation gives different
Absolutely.
perspective. Like people 20 years younger than me are going to give different perspective as well because different environments we lived in, different.
And you've lived through a Pluto return. Maybe may not be your country, but you're sharing the same land with us. So you've shared a Pluto return.
Yeah. We are for Canada. Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking of just my generation. I was born in 1978. We are the generation who implemented internet and technology in our everyday lives in our 20s. So we imagine we're the last generation that actually grew up without
It's,
internet and technology, right? So the generation after me, they're already,
yeah.
even my husband who is 10 years younger, he already kind of was born with a computer,
Yeah.
some kind
Yeah.
of computer, right?
That's right.
I was still not. So I was thinking we are this generation that, and we can give perspectives. Like we are like, you have these baby boomers and you have these millennials and young generation. And I think the generation X and how they call us, it's kind of like a bridge between, and transition generation of understanding the old and the new and bringing it together, not dividing,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know. I do know because a lot of my younger friends are your age group because they get me what I'm saying because they've experienced enough of it. And I was actually, you said 1970. I said, yeah, I'm getting out of college. You know what I mean? And here you are being born, but we still have a more of a connection than I do with some of the newest ones who don't understand. They just haven't experienced much yet. So
Right.
life is still very new to them.
Yeah.
Um,
But
um,
we kind of understand, I think we are in the middle of now understanding those who are 20-year-olds, like who were
yes.
born into technology and don't understand life without it, right?
No.
Like,
Yeah.
where did you, one of my friend's kid asked her, oh no, mom, how did you know, where something was if you didn't Google it? Like, oh, well, we had
Yes.
books, encyclopedias, you would open a map,
Encyclopedias, the libraries. Yep. Hmm.
libraries, maps, like all this.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
remember we going on a road trip, and my dad would pull up a map. We
Map.
would
Oh yeah.
stand.
Yes.
We would pull aside, and where are we going? It was
Right.
literally,
Yeah. Well,
you
yeah,
know.
that's what I'm saying. Not, I won't. I tell some of my friends. I said I have book lights that you can read. That you put on your book. But I said I still keep them because if we were ever to have a blackout again or whatever,
Oh
some people.
yeah.
I have books to read. One, even though I have a Kindle, but some people won't have any books to read. 'Cause They don't. They just have everything on electronic.
I love books. I can't read in Kindle. I tried. I just can't. I had to have a book in my hand. I really tried, and that's part of me that I'm not giving up. I have Venus in Cancer, and I cherish my books and the
Okay.
traditional way of reading
Yeah.
for me. And
Yeah.
actually, that you mentioned power outages. Now with Uranus stationing, we can experience more power outages. More storms. There's
Yeah.
in Ireland they are preparing for a huge storm. Everybody's kind of alert.
Where's
So
it? Where's this
in
at?
in Ireland, in
Ireland. Oh,
Ireland,
Ireland. Yes, I saw that. It's that storm Erwin.
yes,
Arwen. Yeah,
yes, yeah.
EOWYN. Yes, and they're having extreme high winds. I was on the phone with one of my German friends, and we were talking about that. So,
Mhm.
it's really. I mean, it's could be for them. It could be a storm of a generation. I mean, it's one of those really could be unfortunate some situations there.
But
So,
that's Uranus.
hmm
Uranus is thunderstorms, winds,
yes,
um,
yes, very
and he.
electrical. Yeah,
So so it
and
can be like that as well. So that's something to keep in mind. So you need to have extra batteries, extra
batteries.
candles.
Yes,
It's
and try to have
so
candles that you use that have the glass enclosure, at least so you could, so that's why they don't catch anything on fire. Make sure you keep your
yes,
candles someplace safe
yeah,
where they
yeah, yeah,
don't.
yeah.
I love,
So
I love
so
the candles, but you got to be safe. You got to be careful with them. So
yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Oh, and because we are meeting next Friday night, I just want to say the next Friday during the day, there's nothing happening. Moon is just gonna square. Moon in Pisces is gonna connect with Saturn and square Jupiter. That's all that's gonna happen next Friday. So next Friday should be relatively calm
You
and
know why? You know
good.
why it's gonna be calm? Probably because we've had so much stuff. I think we're gonna have a big. Well, let me see. Maybe all next week leading into Friday, we'll have a lot of revelations. We may
A
have a lot of things come
lot,
up.
a lot,
So
a
Friday
lot.
we'll need Friday to go like, whew, okay. I think we'll have. I think we can have some big reveals. I think we
Yes.
got to prepare ourselves for some of those things that I've heard. I think I've heard everything, Jasmine. I'm almost 70. I feel I've heard everything, but I know that this
No,
energy is going to come up and say,
no.
no, you haven't. So it's like,
No, because
shit.
it's unthinkable. We're gonna find
Yeah, the
some things that are
unthinkables.
unthinkable. Like what? Where's this coming from? What are you talking about? Right? What?
I have to put on my Yosemite Sam hat then.
Yeah, my son, he's 4, and he goes, "What's happening?"
Oh, I love that. That's so cute. He's so
He's like,
cute
"What's
too.
happening?"
What's that?
Yeah,
That's gonna be my phrase. Tell him. Thank you. That's my phrase now. What's happening?
so this is yeah. So this, I think he's portraying this whole situation in the world. Like,
He
what's
is
happening?
probably.
Like,
He probably is though, actually. Yeah.
yeah.
And and that's gonna be a great equalizer. I mean, that those situations, though they may be tough, they do bring us
Mm.
together. They do cut through all the different gaps and whatever generations when you have these things that
Oh yeah.
we all have to go, what's
Yes.
happening? That's
Very interesting. So he's exploring in the world and learning new things, and that's his reaction to when he finds out something new. What?
yeah.
What?
Oh, that's so cute. He's oh, that's funny.
So
What's his?
yeah,
He's Gemini
yeah,
also,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
June what?
Yeah,
He's
he's
June.
Gemini.
He's June
June
what?
4th.
Oh, he's right
June
before
4th, just like
me.
me. Just like me.
But you.
I had him on my birthday. I had him for my 42nd birthday. I got him on my.
Oh, so
It was my birthday gift.
you two were
Same
born
day.
2 days before me.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And I had to be honest. I had two very dear friends in my life born on June 6th. Uh, One of my colleagues that when I came to Canada 9 years ago, he helped me so much. He was one of the best things that could happen.
Good.
June
Good.
6th
Good.
person,
Yes.
and one of my friends from the dance era in Croatia. She was very supportive. So anyway, June 6th, very supportive people I find in my life. So you're just a continuation of that
Your
support.
next June 6th person. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
You your next June
you know,
6th.
life takes you, different directions. You're kind of not in touch, um,
It
but you still
does. Yeah.
remember those good people. But you remember good
Exactly.
people, and you
Yes.
have them always somewhere here. Yeah.
Now, what's can I,
Um,
go ahead. I have a couple of questions, but you go ahead first.
no, 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 no. I just wanted to ask you. Do you have any questions?
Oh,
That
that's
was
so
my.
funny. Let's see. Hey, Renee Josephine. What's Neptune up to?
Oh, Neptune is he's kind of stuck because he he's stuck at this 29, 28. He's doing nothing. Oh yeah, he's doing. You know what he's doing? He's sextiling Mercury, as I mentioned, on Sunday. So he's sextiling Mercury on Sunday. So that's why I said it's about creative, beautiful worlds, fantasy, about connecting with the songs that you like, movies that you like. That's when we started. Disney characters. That's Neptune.
Yes.
So he's doing nice things. Next week he's also gonna Venus is gonna join him, but we're gonna talk about it next week.
Okay.
So
now Venus will join him. You mean Venus they'll be conjunct, or they'll be
yes,
what?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, February 1st. Okay. Yes.
Okay, February 1st. Okay.
Yeah, so that's next weekend. But overall, Neptune is doing like nobody is really doing anything harsh this week. Everything is so it just you're just gonna feel Uranus because it's stationing to go direct. But lovely aspects with Uranus as well. Even last week, a couple of days ago, Uranus was trining Mercury and sextiling Mars. So we talked about it before. There was a nice situation as well. So so just I think that whoever has birthday this week, all my Aquarian friends having birthday this week, they're gonna have a lovely year ahead. I feel. I think they're gonna have a lovely because it's a lovely energy this week. So I think they're gonna have a lovely year ahead. Whoever has birthday this week, very powerful year because there's a lot with Pluto is with Sun, so it's an invitation to empower yourself.
Right,
for
absolutely.
all of us collectively, and Mercury's there. Our minds are. I love this new moon. Tomorrow I'm going to be on YouTube, so I'm going to spend some time on YouTube this weekend. Tomorrow I'm doing the new moon for all the horoscopes. 2 p.m. Eastern time.
2 p.m.
Eastern time.
Okay.
On my YouTube channel, and then on Sunday 1 p.m. Eastern time I'm going to meet with Hannah, and we're gonna talk about we discussed it about gift ideas.
Gifts. That's what my sister even mentioned to me. My sister said, "Oh, that's such a good idea that you and your friend are doing about gifts." Because we're talking about she and I struggle with the gifts for family members and so on. So I said now we could go over gifts based on based on Venus and the moon.
So I was going to ask your combination. What is your Venus moon combination? Because I want to
my moon's in Libra and my Venus I think is in Cancer. Hold on a minute. For some reason, I have Venus and Mars in Cancer.
Oh yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that.
Yeah, like me. Venus, like me. So Venus, Cancer, and then Libra moon. Because I'm collecting. I asked people to give me their information so we can give some examples. It's going to be lovely.
Oh yeah, and I see here Renee Josephine. Her mother would have been 100 on the 26th.
Wow.
Oh, hey, sheesh.
You love Aquarians.
Yes.
I love them too. Because they always push me to, even if I'm stuck in some kind of mindset, they push me to think outside of what I'm stuck in sometimes. That's the Aquarian. If you think you're stuck into something and you're not letting go of that idea. I mean, they can be like that, but they can open up your mind.
Right. They can be a little. They could be something. I mean, I for some reason I only know Aquarian men, and one of my earliest friends. He was one of my girlfriends. Like her older brother was Aquarian, and he and they didn't get along at all. But he and I got along. For some reason, even we went to the same college. He was ahead of me by a year or two, but we would always hang out because we got one another. You
have a sun and a moon in air,
right?
You have Gemini sun and Libra moon, so you're always going to connect with somebody who has the sun or moon in air signs. You're going to find this connection because you always. You're gonna really with air and fire. You're gonna get much more.
Okay.
Then just because it's very flowing. Like for Earth energy, you're gonna have. Okay, you are a Capricorn rising. I'm not saying that you don't have Earth, but because your moon and sun, those are your wants and needs. That's how we connect, right?
Okay. So
Aquarius. Don't forget, Aquarians are also very experimental people. Innovative, so experiment, science. So think about what part of your life you want to experiment with, huh? That's something that occurred to me these days. Like, what do we want to experiment a little bit with, right? Because we always think, oh, this is not going to work. I'm not going to even try it. This is Let's try it. It
Try it.
might work.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now someone wrote in C-Bone 88 says they have a Taurus sun, Aries moon, and Gemini rising. Oh, I like the look. They have all
I like
the first three.
yeah,
They have
yeah.
Aries. Oh, that's something.
Uh,
Okay.
uh, all my planets, personal planets. I mean, I have everything in Gemini, Cancer, and Leo, and Virgo rising. That's it. I have everything there. I have, and
Interesting. Okay.
so I'm also right. Oh, Karina is here. Hi, Karina. Oh, she's one of my great followers. Nice to be here. Thank you. It's nice to see you here. That's what I was going to
And
say.
someone
Thank
else
you for joining.
wrote in, okay, Renee Josephine, wrote in, I have
Mm-hmm.
A Taurus Venus, and an Aquarius
Okay.
moon. Any hints
Okay,
I
I'm
can
putting
give
down.
friends? Oh, she
Okay.
wants some hints for her friends for her birthday. So Renee Josephine is one of, she's been following me and Ann and now us. So she's
Okay.
Taurus Venus,
Where's Venus
Venus,
and
and Aquarius
Aquarius?
moon.
Okay. So we're going to talk in general, and then
Yes,
I'm gonna pull this combination. So think about even if you don't know the birth data of your friends.
right,
Listen to me, guys. You know the date, right? Because you know when they were born. You can go and look into
right,
ephemeris. If you don't have this, you can go online and you can click ephemeris for that year. Astro.com has it, whatever. And then you can go and see, you find the year, the month, and the day. And you're going to see the Venus sign, Venus, and you're going to go and see which sign was on the birthday. And you can see the moon. The moon can change on the day, but then you can see, and then you can, when we talk about Aries, we're gonna talk about like each sign. When we talk about Aries, if that person has Aries, Venus or Moon, then you can apply that to that, right? Because
gotcha.
you probably know just yours,
Right.
but if you wanna
Yes, we know
give
ours, right?
somebody to your friends,
Yeah.
the easiest way to do it, because you know their birthday, just go find ephemeris online, look for Venus and Moon signs, and then listen and then combine. Right?
Right.
That's how I suggest for you to.
Yeah.
That's the best way, and then
Because
you can
also
surprise them.
Renee Josephine is a Pisces. She's Pisces. His son is Pisces. Now, I know her personally. We're friends, so I don't really get Pisces from her as much as I
But
get.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Like
well, yeah. She's
for me, it's different because I have so many Gemini, so you probably won't go wrong, right? Because I have Moon and Sun and everything. But my Venus, in Cancer is really important. Like I love history. I love. I'm very romantic in the sense that I like old things. Like I like book.
yeah.
I'm very like that.
Oh, I love books. I love books. Yeah, you never go wrong with me getting a colleague and I would exchange for our birthdays and Christmas. We give each other a
Right?
Barnes and Noble gift card because this way we can buy that hardback or some book that we normally say, oh, I can't, I don't want to spend that much on a book. But if you have a gift card,
No,
you'll do
I
it. So,
I I'll spend more on a book than on whatever else, or purse or shoes. I'm not that kind. So or food. Like if you give
yeah.
me a cheese platter or fruit baskets or something. Oh, I love those kind of gifts.
Yeah, I know you like
And as
cooking and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, but because
And
it's my Venus in
pens.
Cancer. Yes. Oh, that's stationary. That's
Yeah,
Gemini.
well, that's Gemini. Yeah, that's
Gemini.
right. Yeah, I forgot.
But
Yeah, yes.
do you know how like I'm thinking my Gemini moon likes variety, right? Because we like different things, and then Venus likes food in Cancer. So
Oh,
if you gave me a food basket, if you give me a
yes.
food basket that I can choose different things, oh, so that's the combination, right? That's the thing, right? So
Oh, now Karina
champagne.
has Sun and Moon. Wait, Karina has Sun and Moon in Sagittarius
Uh-huh.
and a Leo ascendant with Uranus conjunct her ascendant. Oh, Uranus is conjunct your ascendant.
Oh, but those people are always different. Like they know they're different, and they should be proud. They should be proud to be different than the others, right? Because Uranus and the ascendant people, I always say, and look at that. So when Uranus is active in the sky, because Uranus is on the ascendant, they're gonna feel them. They're gonna feel this Uranus more, even if it. Especially, she said in Leo, right?
Mm-mm. Oh yeah, Leo. I'm sorry,
Ascend.
ascendant. Leo's
See?
ascendant. Yes.
So
Oh
so
yeah, with
so it's
Uranus
so it's
conjunct.
squaring. No. So now this is squaring from Taurus to Leo. So now she's gonna feel this Uranian energy probably more than some other people. So, but she knows Uranus. She knows the changes. Just like
Mhm.
it's one of the
And I
perks.
like Renee Josephine Champagne. I know Renee Josephine. I'll never forget that you made that comment one time about. I think some question we had asked one time, Jasmine, about living your life. She said I could live my life with champagne and cigarettes, and and lounge clothes and lovely lounge clothes. I was like, yeah, me too. And I was so stunned to hear someone else say the same thing.
But that's Piscean energy. That is so
Okay.
Piscean. Smoking, like that is so Piscean. Just having a drink and yeah, that
Yes.
is very Piscean. That is very Piscean, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? I know you had some more. Sorry, I interrupted you. I don't know where we
No,
went.
no. I just try to make sure I cover everyone else's.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm not sure. Okay, no, that's okay. We answered that one. We got that one. I think we covered everything that we have. Don't forget, we have Sunday. We have our Chiron experience, our Chiron discussion.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I'm ready to do that. That's
It's
gonna be
it's
that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be really cool.
and then we could
Yeah, I'm
find something
excited.
else to do a deep dive with another time. I like to every once in a while go into do a deep dive into something else that we um, could benefit from learning a little bit more about than because
Yeah.
Chiron now is on everyone's radar, so people understand Chiron. And now let me speak about Uranus. I was watching YouTube wee hours in the morning as soon as I can't sleep. I'm in my vampire phase of life, and so I'm up at night. But so and Herschel, it was a guy named William Herschel who discovered
Yes.
Uranus,
Yes.
and even some of the other moons for Jupiter and so on. So I'm into him. So to my research, so I said, "Ooh, I'm going to do a deep dive on him and Benjamin Franklin. These were men who were some of the founding fathers of this country,
But they were
but they
but
were into astrology.
yes,
And yes,
and they actually founded the country based on this. And Washington is there's in Washington there is why Washington that time.
yes, yes,
Um
that's what this was
uh
about. So
yeah.
I'm going, I'm going down the rabbit hole this
Uh,
weekend with that.
did you know that when Uranus was discovered, it was in Gemini, and we
No
are having it.
way.
Yes. So when Uranus was discovered, it was in Gemini, and now we're having Uranus in Gemini. How interesting! And I'm gonna say something else. Uh, so when Uranus was discovered, it was like freedom of thought.
Yes.
It was a lot of freedoms, a lot of innovations. Um, anyway, there's so many things. There's so many
But
things. I was
yeah,
listening.
yeah. But there's this one gentleman apparently who was exiled from this country, and he was welcomed back by I think was it Benjamin Franklin? I think welcomed him back because he was exiled because his thoughts about okay, they were talking about the um, multiple numbers. They call it a different phrase. It sounded like a multiverse, but what they were saying is they believe that there are other planets were inhabited. Like how can God create this big universe and only just us here? Are you
Yeah.
idiot? You know what I mean? But back then the church and opinions weren't always welcome. As we didn't so much didn't change, but so and he was pretty much exiled. In other words, he was so forceful in his beliefs, they told him to hit the road. And he was invited
Uh,
back later on with by Benjamin Franklin said, "Okay, it's calmer now. You can come back." They won't.
yeah, it's
So that's
interesting. See, history. That's why I love history. Can teach us so much, right? We can learn from history what's going to happen. That's how astrology works. It's patterns. What happened before is going to happen again.
again,
That's the
yeah,
whole point. It's not about prediction. It's about forecasting based on, the same thing with weather. Before we knew if this is the wind, if the clouds look like this, it's probably going to rain.
yeah,
That's it. Just by observation, people were looking, making notes, and then when it repeats, you know what's coming. It's not predictive. That's why, I really don't like using prediction in astrology because it's forecasting. You cannot predict what will happen because people have free wills. You cannot predict. You can assume and forecast that these are the possibilities, that this is
possibilities, potentialities.
yeah,
Yes,
this is the weather is going to be like, this is like invitation for you to do this is the what might happen, but it's at the end, It's up to us. We have free will of making decision. Um, you can. So many people. There's so many. People tell me, "Oh, I had this beautiful aspect with Jupiter, and and nothing happened because you didn't do anything." Just because Jupiter is trining your something,
Yeah.
it does. If you don't act on it, nothing will happen. The Jupiter will pass, and your
Yeah.
opportunity will go away. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah. And some things aren't not everything. We're not on schedule for everything, so which is good. I don't want to be on schedule for everything. But let me just ask a question.
Yes.
When Uranus was discovered, the sun was in Gemini when Uranus was
No, no,
discovered.
no, no.
It's in
Uranus was in Gemini.
Gemini. Thank you. That's what I wrote
Yeah,
down. I
yeah,
wanted to make sure I had that
yeah.
right. Okay.
Uranus was Gemini.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, Uranus was.
So he was
It's
discovered. Yeah. So I feel that every time Uranus is a Gemini, it's kind of rebirth of Uranus because this is how we met him. That's how it came to our
yes,
consciousness
right.
through Gemini energy,
Yeah,
right? So
absolutely.
it's interesting. So so that's why I think it's going to be. Uh, Now that you talk about Uranus and Gemini, I'm going to mention because I was listening to Frank Clifford. He had he had a talk with some Bulgarian group, and I actually paid to listen to him. So it's not public. I can't tell you where to look for
Hmm.
it. But he said about Uranus and Gemini that it's inviting us to say what we need to say, even at risk of offending someone, because we need the courage to say what we believe, and we have to stay in discussion. We must find, like Gemini is always about looking at both sides of the story. We must not cancel ourselves and be so stubborn in like the cancel culture. He said that Uranus in Taurus brought cancel culture,
Oh, that
and we need to
makes sense. Yeah.
so
Okay.
we need to make stop of that,
Hmm.
and we need to seek for uranium people who make us crazy. He says he was laughing because to show us who we are and who are we not. So if somebody is pisses you off,
Right.
like Trump, for example, think
Yes.
about why, and then you can learn about yourself. Who are you not, or who you are, based on those people who are, Then it's about intelligence, inspiration. It's about we can be flexible on both sides,
Hmm.
and he expects on the worst side, he expects a war of the words. So a lot of people are going to have verbal debates, and freedom of speech is going to be highlighted. Death of self-censorship, like it's going to be a battle about censorship and freedom of speech. Fighting for the right to listen and read anything that we wish without canceling stuff. And he says a war to keep comedy alive, to stay fresh. So we need more comedy
Hmm.
back.
Hmm. But now
Um,
something you mentioned
uh,
about the freedom, to, less censorship about as far as speech. So
uh,
maybe we'll
yeah,
something about that you mentioned, right?
death of self-censorship. That's what he
Okay, so which to me,
said.
I read that as because people are talking about they're a little bit put out with having to what do we call it now? A politically correct speech, so you can't say this. Like years ago, even some of the comedy in this country, there's an old TV show called Married with Children, which is a
I know.
riot. I
I
love that
remember that one.
show.
I love that.
That
But we have
show
to
is
bring
off
it
the
back.
hook.
I know, but we need to bring that back. Uh,
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
uh, to bring to bring our minds, like we can't just dismiss something and not talk about it, like I'm saying, like this
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
whole point
Yeah.
of life, is that. So
Yes.
freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of reasoning and reading,
Yeah.
and I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I agree with
Good,
that.
good. We need to put on our big girl and big boy panties and live a little bit more fully and stop.
Right. Yeah, because I feel that. Oh, we have questions. There's a question.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Someone wrote that she's not sure what their Venus is.
So as I
So,
said, go to or Google, just Google or use AI and put what was the Venus sign, and then you put your birthday date and year, and then it will tell
yeah,
you what was Venus sign at that, whatever your birthday is.
yeah.
It will pop up.
Astro.com is really good for that because they give
Yes.
you a chart and everything else.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
yeah. Someone wrote this. Is what I'm thinking about too. I was going to ask this.
Uh,
TCMH8 said so. A
that's
time
Tracy.
for maybe a discovery of a new planet. I was wondering too.
Absolutely.
Maybe if we could have a
We
new
will.
planet because we're ready for it now. Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be this, a lot of new, discoveries in the
Mm-hmm.
universe. Whatever, planets, comets,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
planetoid. With Uranus, Pluto trines, because we have this 3 or 4 trines between 2026 and 2028, and I think it's going to be a lot of universe, a lot of stuff going on,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
I hope someone
So
comes to get me because if someone comes to get me, I'm going, people. I'll I'll try to still do the show, but I'm telling they come down. My girlfriend. You laughing, but my girlfriend's on the thing here. She knows we were in Colorado and we know we saw something, and
yeah.
I'm driving and we get into our place and so I'm standing outside because I want to see it. She's yelling, "Yummy, get inside!" And I said, no, I want to see. I want them to beam me up. I said, tell my sister that I went because she knows that I would go. I would say we got to go by my house, pick up my cat, some of my books. I need to get some supplies, and I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
Take me with you. I'm done.
Yes,
I'm done. I'm done with
I'm
this
done.
place.
I'm done. You know, so that's why I'll be outside, standing outside on the roof, saying, "Come get me! Come on!" You mean?
Oh, I love how we end every show with a good
Good laugh.
laugh. I think that's amazing.
Yes.
I think that's the way to do it, JeMaja. That's the way to do it.
Well,
So
thank you for this.
beautiful.
I'm glad that we have. Sounds like a very good week. Thank you for this
Yes,
forecast.
yes.
You know,
Very good week. I know it's not perfect. Remember, Uranus is unpredictable, so you can be unpredictable stuff. But overall, it's very, very futuristic, innovative. I don't know. I love it. I personally love it very much, and I'm going to use
nice.
this new moon for beautiful things. I'm going to write down that I feel that are impossible
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
should put it down, guys. It might be you can get surprised with this new moon.
Well,
That's the whole
I
point.
think it's things that are outside the realm of our thought of
Yes.
being possible are things that we need to
Yeah.
then bring. We need to broaden our horizons and get it in within that. So it's knocking on the door saying, "I'm here. You can do me. Yeah, come on, invite me in."
Yes.
And that's why we're having all this disruption too, because it's trying to show us the old systems may need to look at things differently and do some different things.
We need don't forget, we need still respect each other, even if you're,
Of
excuse me,
course.
even if you're
Yes.
different, even if you
Yes.
don't think the same, and you don't have to react and say everything that's on your mind. And I'm thinking about Trump energy. That's
Oh,
the problem.
yeah.
Everything, like you don't have to express everything that is in your
Yes.
head. Keep some stuff for yourself, for
Yeah.
God's sake. It's,
Well, and yeah,
it's
and put it through a
especially if
filter.
they're uh,
Yeah.
sorry, it's just because if they're not respectful to others, then zip it,
Yeah.
or say it in a respectful way, or don't say it at all
But
in
don't say it at
general.
all. That's right. You're absolutely right. So that's what we'll have to and then it's up to us, those of us who are experiencing that, to say no, to stop that. Because if you're in the midst of someone spouting off that way, use that fifth chakra, check them, put them in check. So yeah, but
Just
okay,
because
so
I don't agree with many people, many things in life, but I always
yeah,
there's we're not the same, right? But I don't.
civility, yeah,
But there still has to be some kind of dignity and respect. I feel as humans,
absolutely.
we need to have that
Yes. Yes.
towards every living being, animal, plant,
Plant,
ourselves,
living kind,
whatever.
right, right. Everything deserves respect. Everything
Yeah.
is here, and yeah, I totally agree. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend though, because it's supposed to be the weather's gotten better here. We're now actually
Yes.
we'll see 40s because we had extreme temperatures too, like you
Yes.
did. We had frigid.
Yeah.
There's feel like the freezer door was open half the time. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to this weekend, and I'm doing my research with Mr. Herschel, and I'll see
Very
you on
interesting.
Sunday, and I'll try to catch your YouTubes. And
Yes.
I posted I'm doing 2 Zooms, and I'll post. I may need you to help me with that Zoom link thing
No,
again. I'm not
no
sure,
problem.
but I'm asking people to. But anyhow, I have one for. I'm gonna do a peace meditation on tomorrow evening.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you just relax, and a guided meditation, and then Monday is the more active one that we did last time. So they're both free, and just
Yeah,
eat.
yeah. I want
Just
to do the Monday one. I already told my
okay, good.
husband Monday night I want to do. I just want to do it because I need also to calm. I'm very Gemini, very nervous. So
Yeah.
I also feel Uranus, right? So I need to kind of
Yes,
calm my nerves
and
and
it
I
will be. We had a great time. A few people from here joined, and we had a lovely session together.
beautiful,
Lovely.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Last time the way you posted it, it was good. Like the last
Okay.
you link, I clicked and it
It
worked. So everything was
did.
good.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
I'm just letting you know you did a great job, and I'm proud of you, and you could do it.
yes,
See,
yes, yeah.
good.
So I'm asking people to email me, only because I want to be able to have an email list to blast
Yeah, yeah,
to.
yeah.
But I'll still try to post it if I can get it done. You may have to help me. And
Yeah.
yes,
But that's what I'm saying. This is exactly what this new moon and this energy is. Is doing something new, different that you think you can't. Oh my God, but you can.
yeah,
That's exactly what this
yes,
is. It's
yes.
little things, but then they
Little
grow
things.
up in
Yes. See, for me, it is the little things. Yes. And
right.
then once you do it, you're like, what's so hard about it? No, you can do
Yeah.
this. Yeah, yeah,
What? Remember
yes,
what?
yes. Well, let me say this to everybody: if Trump can become president again, we can do anything. We have good sense, good mind, good hearts. We do have potential, so to do things. So
Yeah.
let's do it. Let's do it.
uh, it's not time to underestimate ourselves. With Neptune and Saturn coming into Aries, we are invited to be our true selves in
Yes.
every sense of that word.
Every sense of the word. Yeah. Very good. I'm looking forward to that actually. Good stuff.
Just be kind and respectful. Look at me, like a real teacher. Be kind and
Yes,
respectful.
yeah, kind of
Be nice
respectful.
to each
No, but
other.
that's part of being human, so let's try to incorporate that more. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, sister. And everyone who joined us, thank you for everyone for bringing that good energy
I love it.
and
I love
stuff,
your
and all the
community.
wisdom that we're sharing together, and all the questions, and support Jasmine on her YouTube shows
Thank you.
and stuff,
Thank you.
and hope to see everybody Sunday for our Chiron
Yes.
discussion.
Yes, it's
Yes,
gonna be prepare your tissues. It can be very if you want to
yeah,
share your stories.
stories.
If you want to
Yeah,
share your stories, it can be very.
yeah,
I'll share a personal story as well. On Sunday, I decided I want to share a personal story. I'm going to share a remedy drink for hard aspects with Chiron. Remember, so I'm
good,
going to do that as
good,
well. And
excellent.
so tune in. We're going to have some gems.
And I'll
Oh,
bring
hi,
some,
Emily.
and I'll
Oh,
discuss. I'll bring some information about some gems, some crystals that we could use for
ooh,
Chiron.
I want to know. Beautiful. Oh, I want to thank Emily for being here. She's my uh, peer from LSA, London School of Astrology. I have all my peers
Oh,
here. Is
very
it true?
good. So that's so
Yeah,
nice that people support you like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, yes.
A lot of Gemini energy in that group, by the way.
Oh,
So
really? Yeah, yeah.
she also had. I think she's also Gemini or Gemini rising, something
Okay.
Gemini. Anyway, okay. Hugs and kisses, everybody. Have a great weekend. See you all Sunday.
Okay, everyone stay well. Thanks for joining us. Bye
Bye.
bye.